was talking with a client recently, and he told me he was just done working for the company. He's kind of over it. Had been working for the company for 25, 30 years. Had a great career, really loves the Walt Disney Company, really enjoyed working for the company. However, when you're done, you're done. The only challenge is this client is only 58 years old. And so we start to think through retiring early. So if you are ready to leave Disney early, maybe 55 or 60, this is some helpful hips for you to watch to think through retiring early from Disney. The first thing is, how do you evaluate if you're ready to retire early at 55 or 60? Well, of course, one of the first things that we want to understand is, what are your wishes whenever you retire? Do you want to travel the world, or you want to stay home and read books? There's our trade-offs to different types of retirement and different retirement lifestyles. And so we need to understand, okay, what does lifestyle look like once you retire? What are you retiring to? I've done a lot of videos and articles on that. And then once we understand what that lifestyle looks like, then we want to run some calculations. There's the general rule of thumb with the 4% rule, meaning that you, however much money you have saved, if you multiply that times 4%, then that would be your annual income. Is that going to be sufficient? But with a lot of Disney cast members in particular, that doesn't always work out because, one, if you have been working for the company for a while, you maybe have access to the pension. And if you don't have access to the pension, you may still have other options of income streams that maybe give you potentially higher than a 4% return, or will be able to generate more income than that, or maybe we need to plan for less income than that. So that's a rule of thumb. Again, I'm not a huge fan of rules of thumb, but that's one way to go about doing it from a simple standpoint. But whatever it is, we need to figure out, okay, how are you ready to retire? Mentally, of course, if you're thinking about retiring early, you probably are ready to retire early, but financially, are you going to be able to retire early? And whether that's 55 or 60, or some are looking at retiring in their early 60s, 61, 62, for example. The second thing that we need to figure out is, what are the income options that you have access to? Do you have access to the Disney pension? The Disney pension you can claim earlier than 65. 65 is generally the maximum age that you can claim the pension, but you can claim it earlier. But there's trade-offs to claiming the pension earlier. Either you may have to choose a different income option. There are several different income options. I had some articles on that, but in essence, you can choose just your life or your spouse's life or some combination thereof. Or do you delay and use your savings to live until you're able to use that Disney pension? And along those lines would also be your Social Security income as well. And the third thing that you want to consider is your health insurance options. So if you're retiring early, Medicare is not an option. Medicare is age 65 and older. So if you're retiring early, you need to think through what are your health insurance options. Maybe that's using the Affordable Care Act exchanges, the healthcare.gov exchanges. Maybe it's using Cobra through the company. Maybe it's jumping onto a spouse's insurance options, or looking at alternatives to insurance as well. I've seen some folks do that. But there's a lot of different trade-offs there. So if you are looking to retire early from Disney, thinking about leaving maybe 55 or 60 or early 60s, those are really three things that you should consider. One, how to evaluate your retirement readiness. You want to understand your income options from the Disney pension, if you have access to the Disney pension, and the trade-offs and taking that early possibly, and what are your health insurance options. Those are just three. There's lots more to consider, but I hope you found that valuable. My name is Kyle Newell, and I live here in the Orlando area, Winter Garden specifically, work with a lot of Disney cast members, salaried professional Disney leaders across the Walt Disney Company, and happy to have a chat if you'd like to. Otherwise, I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, feel free to subscribe or give me a like, and or shoot me a message if you have further questions. Alrighty, take good care.